I brought up the pot because this is exactly how I would do this. The barbecue sauce, I would just put it right in the pot because you're going to cook it. But this is just a can of tomato paste. So we're making a barbecue sauce. You could vary that if you don't want too much tomato paste. A jar of salsa. This is my favorite, but any jar of vinegar-free salsa. I just got this at Walmart. It's my favorite brand. Doesn't have vinegar. A whole jar. And this is 16 ounces. And next it's saying 2 to 3, this is about 3 tablespoons of blackstrap plus an extra. It's not blackstrap, it's regular grandma's. I could not find blackstrap, so this is molasses. So
What's the difference between
the blackstrap?
and regular blackstrap?
Blackstrap has a stronger flavor, and it's actually, it's got more calcium and more iron. And so it's got a stronger flavor. So I decided I would add a little bit more, do the 3. It says 2 to 3, so I went to the 3 since I didn't have the stronger flavor of the blackstrap. And then I ended up adding an extra teaspoon. And a juice, 1 lemon juiced. It's real simple. And this is a good make before, like the day before, let's say. And I did half a cup. I said on the recipe it says honey or raw sugar to taste. I ended up putting in a half a cup of honey to my taste. That's what worked. That's what tasted good. So you obviously can adjust this. But this is about a half a cup if you'd like to write that on. That's what you'll be tasting tonight. And half a teaspoon of onion and garlic powder. Already mixed together. And I just do this right on the stove. We just stir and let it cook. And then it says add some water. Add some water to thin it down to the consistency that you like. I added about a half a cup of water. And you just stir this and cook this. Nice and thick, and I'm going to go ahead and estimate about a half a cup of water. Maybe a little bit more. So let me just reiterate, go over the ingredient list. So the first thing we made was the vegan gluten-free meatloaf, which the recipe is 2/3 cup walnuts ground, half a cup of sunflower seed raw ground, 1 medium potato pureed, 1 small onion diced, 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 cup of milk, and I used plain almond milk, nut milk, 1 teaspoon salt, a 1/4 teaspoon sage, and 1 cup of rolled oats. You combine all the ingredients and let it sit to absorb some of the liquid, and you bake 30 minutes covered and about 15 minutes uncovered at 350 degrees. And then the barbecue sauce that we're doing, it's 1 can of tomato paste, it's a 12-ounce can, a small jar of salsa, mild, 2 to 3 tablespoons of blackstrap molasses, 1 lemon juiced. I did a half a cup of honey, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and about a half a cup of water. And you just let it all cook together on the stove. So this is now at about the consistency that it's still soft, but when you put it in the pan, this is the consistency, still fairly soft. But when you put it in the pan and sort of shape it, either you put it in a loaf pan, or if you want to put it in a bigger pan like I did and just sort of shape it like a loaf. What I did is I went ahead and baked this a little bit first before I added the tomato sauce on top, because otherwise it's still too soft, and I wanted to kind of firm it up a little bit. And you know, oats, as it sits for a little bit, it will firm up. So, and we have the finished product over there. So we'll get to try and get to taste and see. Over here we have the candied yams, all the things that I had mentioned before that we made today. Mashed potatoes, candied yams, the meatloaf, and the barbecue sauce. And as far as the candied yams, I'll just go over that real quick. I did about 7 to 8 medium sweet potatoes. That's the 3-pound bag. A half a cup of coconut milk. I put it in a separate container, half a cup of coconut milk, a 1/4 cup of honey, and you can do that with maple syrup. I've done it either way and it tastes fine. A teaspoon of vanilla is optional. A half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 cup of water, maybe a little bit more. But I just mixed all the wet ingredients together with the salt in there, and then peel and slice the sweet potatoes, and then I just pour everything over top. Make sure everything is nice and coated, and bake until it's tender. And then I baked it at 350 degrees. And then the next thing for the mashed potatoes, to get a nice, butter-free but buttery flavored mashed potatoes, pretty simple. I just cooked about 7 to 8 medium potatoes again, and I did peel. I don't always peel because potatoes and the skin is actually healthier. So just wash really well. About a can of coconut milk. First I cooked the potatoes in water, and then just before it was finished, I poured off most of the water, added the can of coconut milk, and then let it cook down a little bit. Then at that point, I don't drain. I just salt to taste, mash it, and you can add onion and garlic powders. I didn't do that this time. It's just salt and the cream and the potatoes. So you'll see, and then at the end, I usually sprinkle basil leaves over it and something like that. And and you can do dill, whatever your preference. Everyone who has tried that have liked it. It's been creamy and just a nice creamy potato. And I didn't even add the onion and garlic. And then the same thing with the candied yams. Very simple, and it's just a nice alternative. So it's all ready for you. Go ahead and try. It gives it the rich, creamy, that's right. I love coconut milk.
Hi, I'm Dr. Randy Bivens. Today, I'm going to tell you about a product that will reduce your risk of heart attack. It is at least as effective as maintaining an ideal body weight, reducing high blood pressure, reducing cholesterol, or stopping smoking. It is virtually free, and there are no side effects in healthy people. This product, if taken in recommended amounts, will cure or significantly reduce the incidence of many diseases. These include kidney stones, gallbladder disease, constipation, urinary tract infections, high blood pressure, glaucoma, and venous blood clots. Although not yet proven scientifically, this product is thought to be important in reducing or improving most diseases known to man. On top of that, there are no adverse effects in healthy people. In fact, overall health and well-being are improved. Have you figured out what we're talking about? 2 hydrogen atoms bound to 1 oxygen atom forming H2O, or water. A study published in the American Journal of Epidemiology showed that those who drank more than 5 glasses of water per day had significantly less death from coronary heart disease compared to those who drank less than 2 glasses per day. Dr. Chan, the principal investigator, wrote, "Basically, not drinking enough water can be as harmful to your heart as smoking. Drinking over 5 glasses of water per day will cut the risk of coronary heart disease in half. This has an equal or greater effect than any other well-known preventive measure." The researchers also noted that if people drank anything other than pure water, their risk for coronary heart disease actually increased. This includes tea, coffee, soda, and even fruit juices. Dr. Chan noted, people need to be made aware that there is a difference, at least for heart health, whether they get their fluids from plain water or from sodas. Perhaps you're wondering, how is it that something as simple as drinking water has such a substantial effect on our coronary health? Well, it has been shown that dehydration elevates blood stickiness and increases blood elements that promote clotting. When elevated, these are risk factors for coronary heart disease. So, how much water should you drink? Here's a good rule of thumb. Take your body weight in pounds and divide it in half. That number is the recommended number of ounces you should drink every day. Naturally, your need for water increases with exercise, warmer temperatures, and fever. When dealing with these situations, use your common sense and make sure you drink enough. It is helpful to drink at least 1 glass of water as soon as you wake up in the morning, as well as a glass of water at bedtime. This has been shown to significantly reduce your heart attack risk for that night. Your body is 75% water and your brain is 85% water. Water is more than a simple solvent. It is important in many body functions. With all of these benefits, why don't we hear more about water? Could it be because you cannot patent water? There's no profit in its research or its promotion. As you can see, in our goal to live longer, better, healthier lives, we need to develop the habit of drinking generous amounts of water in conjunction with reducing or eliminating the consumption of tea, coffee, soda, and fruit drinks. We just need plain pure water. Because of the risk of BPA in plastics, it's best to avoid most bottled water. It's a good idea to filter tap water. This can be effective in most situations with a good charcoal filter. This will also save you money in the long run. For those of us with well water, it's a good idea to have your water tested to make sure that it does not contain toxins such as heavy metals. So, in our goal to live 120 years of age, drinking plenty of water is definitely one of the most important habits that we can develop.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Burke, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself.
Invaluable insights, gain valuable insights. Ask RoseEyeDoctor.com.